Imagine this, you are stuck in traffic, running late for an important meeting. The car in front of you suddenly slams on its brakes, forcing you to stop abruptly. In a split second, frustration surges through your veins. Do you lay on the horn, curse under your breath, and let anger take over? Or do you take a deep breath, acknowledge the situation, and move forward with patience and clarity? In today's fast-paced world, it is easy to fall into the trap of immediate reactions, often dictated by emotions rather than reason. These impulsive responses can lead to unnecessary stress, regret, and strained relationships. However, there is an alternative, a way to cultivate self-discipline, emotional intelligence, and resilience. This is where Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, practiced by great thinkers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, offers profound wisdom. By understanding how to manage our emotions and control our reactions, we can develop a mindset that allows us to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. In this video, we will explore the fundamental difference between reacting and responding, why learning to respond rather than react is essential in today's world, practical Stoic strategies to train the mind for emotional control and clarity, how to implement these techniques into daily life for long-term personal growth. Let's dive into the principles that can help us reclaim control over our minds and emotions. Understanding react versus respond, the Stoic perspective. Before we explore how to train the mind to respond instead of react, we must first understand the difference between these two behaviors. Reacting is immediate, impulsive, and often driven by emotion. When someone criticizes you, your first instinct may be to lash out in defense. If a challenge arises, fear and frustration may push you into making a hasty decision. Reactions are often automatic and based on deeply ingrained habits, which is why they tend to escalate conflicts rather than resolve them. Responding, on the other hand, is intentional and controlled. It involves pausing, assessing the situation, and choosing the most effective course of action. A response is guided by reason, not emotion. It is the result of self-awareness, discipline, and thoughtful decision-making. The Stoics taught that external events do not have inherent meaning. It is our interpretation of these events that shapes our experience. Epictetus famously said, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means that every situation, good or bad, is neutral until we assign meaning to it. The ability to control our response gives us freedom from emotional turmoil and empowers us to handle challenges with wisdom. Why responding over reacting matters in today's world. In the modern world, we are constantly bombarded with information, expectations, and emotional triggers. The fast pace of social media, the pressure of work and relationships, and the unpredictability of life all push us into a state of reactionary thinking. A single negative comment on social media can spark an argument. A disagreement in a meeting can turn into a heated conflict. A delay in plans can lead to frustration and anxiety. These constant reactions keep us in a cycle of stress, preventing us from making rational, informed decisions. When we shift from reacting to responding, we gain control over our emotions and actions. We cultivate resilience and develop the ability to handle life's challenges with patience and wisdom. By practicing this discipline, we can navigate conflicts with clarity, strengthen relationships, and reduce unnecessary stress. Strategies for training the mind to respond. The Stoics developed powerful techniques to help individuals cultivate emotional discipline and self-control. By implementing these strategies, we can shift from being reactive to being intentional in our actions. The pause technique. One of the simplest yet most effective ways to train the mind is to practice pausing before reacting. When faced with a challenging situation, take a deep breath, step back mentally, and allow yourself a moment to process your emotions. This small pause can prevent an impulsive reaction and give you time to choose a thoughtful response. Cognitive reframing. Our reactions are often shaped by how we perceive a situation. By changing our perspective, we can alter our emotional response. Instead of seeing criticism as an attack, view it as an opportunity for growth. Instead of perceiving obstacles as setbacks, see them as lessons in resilience. Reframing the way we interpret events helps us remain calm and rational. The dichotomy of control. The Stoics emphasize the importance of focusing only on what is within our control. External events, other people's opinions, and unexpected circumstances are beyond our influence. However, our thoughts, attitudes, and responses are entirely within our control. By shifting our focus to what we can change, we free ourselves from unnecessary frustration. Practicing voluntary discomfort. Developing mental resilience requires stepping outside of our comfort zones. The Stoics practice voluntary discomfort, such as fasting or exposing themselves to uncomfortable situations, to train their minds to handle adversity. By intentionally experiencing small challenges, we prepare ourselves to respond calmly in moments of real difficulty. Daily reflection and journaling. Self-awareness is key to mastering emotional responses. At the end of each day, take time to reflect on how you handled various situations. Were there moments where you reacted impulsively? What could you have done differently? Writing down these reflections helps reinforce awareness and encourages mindful responses in the future. The power of self-awareness and the pause. One of the most transformative practices for cultivating a responsive mindset is developing self-awareness. Self-awareness allows us to recognize emotional triggers and understand the thought patterns that drive our reactions. The next time you feel anger, frustration, or anxiety rising, try the following steps. Pause before responding. Observe the emotions you are experiencing. Ask yourself whether your reaction will improve the situation. Choose a response that aligns with your values and long-term goals. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By training ourselves to pause and reflect, we create space between the stimulus and our response. This space is where wisdom and clarity reside. Reframing perspectives and focusing on what we can control. Much of life's stress comes from resisting things we cannot change. When we learn to accept reality as it is and focus only on what is within our control, we free ourselves from unnecessary frustration. Whenever you find yourself reacting to a situation, ask, is this within my control? If yes, what is the best way to handle it? If no, how can I adjust my perspective to let go of stress? The more we shift our focus to what is within our power, the more resilient and composed we become. Mindfulness practices for a Stoic life. Integrating mindfulness into daily life helps strengthen our ability to respond rather than react. Some effective Stoic mindfulness practices include daily reflection. Spend a few minutes each night analyzing how you responded to different situations. Negative visualization. Mentally prepare for potential challenges to reduce fear and anxiety. Meditation and breathwork. These practices help develop self-awareness and impulse control, implementing response over reaction in daily life. Applying these principles to daily life requires conscious effort and practice. Start by pausing before reacting to a frustrating situation, practicing gratitude to shift focus from negativity to appreciation, engaging in constructive conversations rather than reacting defensively, focusing on long-term goals rather than short-term emotions. With time and practice, responding will become a natural habit. The journey forward with Stoic wisdom. The ability to respond rather than react is one of the most valuable skills a person can develop. By practicing self-awareness, reframing our perspectives, and focusing on what we can control, we cultivate a life of wisdom, resilience, and inner peace. If you found this discussion valuable, consider subscribing for more insights into Stoic philosophy. What is one area in your life where you struggle with reacting instead of responding? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, stay mindful, stay intentional, and stay Stoic.